Well, hello. It is America's Supermom. I am so excited to be here with you. This is the holiday segment. All right. I think that it is so important to plan, plan, plan. I'm all about the planning. So when I was an only child dealing with only myself, this was such an easy task to implement. However, as life changed for me, it became a struggle. So I went from being an only child in a very quiet house with only my parents around to now having 10 kids still at home out of our 15 and my husband. So it is so easy to see that we're the minority. And my husband is always working because he has been the breadwinner for our family. So whether that is his military service or being a pastor or retail or any other odd job that he can come up with, when it comes to earning extra income, it has definitely been a situation that can have its challenges if you don't have a game plan. So I am excited to have you join me in this segment on preparing for the holiday. And I thought, what better time to talk about than Christmas? Because it has definitely been commercialized so much over the years. Now, it's so funny that in our family, we don't even have a Christmas tree. And that has been our reality for about 25 years. We have stopped having a Christmas tree. My husband was called to the ministry, and that's really the journey that God put us on is that, we're not into the trees. We give our children three gifts apiece, symbolic of the three wise men. And even now, sometimes it's like one and a half gifts or two, but that's the concept is that we do three and no more. And so, as we have prepared for the holidays, it is really something that is not real stressful for us. We like to enjoy fellowshipping. We've done things such as creating a cake and celebrating Jesus's birthday, singing happy birthday, and just really having it a time of reflection, thanking God for the blessings that we received, as well as having some gift giving. But the issue is that for different people, it means different things. Some people go all out, spend thousands of dollars because that is something that is important to them. However, it has definitely been something to where your gift giving usually extends beyond your family. And now it's even turned into business. We've got Black Friday and, Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday, right? All these different ways to start thinking about different people that we can give gifts for and ways that we can save money doing so. So, this holiday segment is all about helping you to show up and show out when it comes to your brand, right? Really being able to take it up a notch and staying top of mind with leads and current clients. So, one of the things that I like to first recommend that people do is really get clear on what your brand is. Who do you serve? What do you stand for? What problems do you solve? And just really diving deep to answer those questions. Because as you get clarity on that, that will help you to start gravitating towards the people that can help you fulfill that mission. All right. So, my mission is mental wellness. I'm all about letting everybody know about it. So, I am not the usual person who has this avatar that, my person is this, my person is that. I don't do all that. Now, I'm a marketing major. That was something that I was taught in school, but I really dive down on what problem are you solving. So for this special right now, this is holiday, right? This is Christmas and Christmas meet and greet for the holiday. So what is my problem that I'm solving? I am solving the problem of overwhelm that many of us have when it comes to the holidays. because we don't have a strategy. It comes the same time of year, but a lot of us are never fully prepared for the holiday. We may be prepared at home, but then we're not prepared in our business. We may be prepared in our business and not prepared at home. Well, I'm all about alleviating that and raising the conversation early so that we can begin to strategize on how we can connect the dots and align our strategy with our home and our business. And so that's what this is all about. So I believe if you really get passionate about some of the things that you provide when it comes to value, you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into a specific avatar. Now, that can be controversial for many people, but that's just my thought about it. And when I interact with 10 children of my own every day, I understand that having an avatar of a certain child is not serving me because everybody's different, right? So I have to really think more corporately, and that corporate view is about what problem am I solving right now? Am I concerned about feeding 12 people, or am I concerned about who wants to get what food, right? I'm concerned about them eating. So if they want to have a different option, then it goes into them providing an option for themselves that's outside of what I'm doing. So when we think about how we want to show up, we want to think about what problem we're solving. All right. So that makes it simple. So when you're thinking about that problem, who has the problem? So you seek out a certain group of people. For this particular event, I have sought out my connections on LinkedIn. I took one place and really dove into figuring out what can I do to help them in this particular area when it comes to holidays. So I really got clear on that particular audience. Then what I did was figured out, you know what, if I have this problem in terms of trying to prepare and do things ahead of time, or I want this solution, there may be other people that want to come alongside me and do the same thing. And so that's when the invitation went out for people who wanted to come along, be a co-host, share some of their strategies and tips that other people could benefit from as well. And so this is how it began to grow momentum. Then it was like, what gifts can we give? How can we provide value even before the event? What are some ways that we can strategize, help other people so that they can be conscious of being the best version of themselves and showing up in a great way when it comes to the holidays? And so, as you know, one person can do so much by themselves, but as you begin to mastermind with other people, momentum builds and ideas flourish, and the rest is history. So now I am here creating this video because this is an opportunity for me to be able to serve more people than those who just attended the event. So when you think about strategy, you want to think about the end in mind. You want to think about, where do I want to be in the holidays? Do I want to have 2 weeks off? Do I want to be able to be available for my kids, for recitals and Christmas plays and things of that nature? So when you think about that, you want to reverse engineer that and get a head start. Do you remember last year where, there were people that really stood out to you and you didn't have a gift for them, right? You thought, oh, that would have been nice to give a gift to the mailman or the school crossing guard that's helping with traffic, or maybe the secretary at your kid's school because you made several trips back and forth because of COVID scares, right? So all these different things, think about that now. So the first thing is thinking about, who is it that you feel that you would like to remember during the holidays? And no one is too small. It could even be your kids' classmates, their friends, different, maybe their friends' moms. Maybe you have a parent group where you co-op and you guys take turns carpooling the kids or something. This is a great opportunity to kind of add to that list. So make a list, however long you want it to be, on everybody, if it was a perfect world that you could give gifts to. So you get started with doing that list right now. And I love that this is a video, so you can pause it now and then you can come back. Now, so once you have the list, then you want to think about, what are some ways that I can show my appreciation for free? Think about the free things. So let's say you have 6,000 connections on LinkedIn. What is something for free that you can do for these connections? Now, many of us forget the value of our connections, but as that number increases, we're making posts on Instagram. Thank you. I now have 5,000 followers. Thank you. I now have 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Thank you. We make these posts highlighting how great we are. But then how often do we take the time to really show our gratitude and appreciation? So the first thing we can do is reach out to those connections and give them an endorsement. Now, some of these people in your network you might not have ever connected with, and I say shame on you, because it takes a second just to send a note and create an opportunity to have a coffee chat. All right, so you can do endorsements. So for those that you know have seen or attended some of their events, or they provided value, whether it's an article or something that you've seen, give them an endorsement. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you don't know them well enough for an endorsement, then simply get together on a coffee chat, right? So that is something that you could do for free. You can find out what their skill set is, what it is that they're working on, make introductions in your connections and vice versa. That's something free that you can do for the holidays. You can also just send a graphic. This is free, okay? You can make a graphic for the holidays. Maybe it's a tagline you have, or a product that you're going to be promoting, or a new program. You can have that graphic in the graphic as well, and just say, happy holidays. Would love to support you and get on a call whenever your schedule permits. And you've done two things. You've promoted your program, product, or whatever, but they've also seen your face and you've opened the door for you to have a conversation with them offline. That's that. So that's something free that you can do with all your connections. Now, so this is something that can go on beyond the holiday season into the new year. So if it's getting closer to Christmas, you haven't reached everybody, then you can switch up that message and say, Happy New Year, right? So for those that you got to before Christmas, you can reach out to them. For those that are after Christmas, it could be, what's your goals for the new year? How can we start it off with a bang, whatever, okay? So that's the first thing. You wrote the list, you thought about the free things that you could do. Then you think about the small gifts that you could give. Now, one of the things that I could promote is one of my books. This is a collaboration, Inspirational Women of the World. It is filled with 20 authors who have written stories about things that they have overcome, right? So if I have a women's group or some clubs that have women in them, I could easily say, hey, I would love to have a speaking event within your group. The only thing that I ask is that you guys support me on books. I'll do the speaking for free. And if you order so many books, you know, this will help both of us out or whatever. Or you can ask if they want to sponsor books or whatever. You can go into the different chapters, right? You can have the other authors come alongside you and provide value for the Facebook group. So that was another idea that I hadn't even thought of, but this is a great stocking stuffer, having books. So maybe you're an author, okay? You can send out your books. But with that, you could be thinking, what are some novelty items that I could do? So we had, when we released this book during the pandemic, our publisher also sent us postcards with the copy of the book on front. So you can think about creating customized postcards. Maybe it's not of your book, but maybe it's something else that you're going to be promoting during the holidays. So you can create customized postcards, right? You could come up with any other novelty item. Maybe it is a customized pen, right? This isn't customized for me, but I'm all about red, white, and blue, y'all. So if I thought about, hey, I can customize some pens, right? Maybe it's stickers or actual lapel pins or novelty rings, right? It would be easy for me to come up with some novelty rings because I'm all about patriotism and the um, American theme is what covers my brand. That's America's Supermom. So red, white, and blue rings. There's bracelets that I could get, hairpins, hats, stickers, flags. I mean, the list goes on and on. So thinking about your brand, what are some ways that you want to show up? Maybe there are certain things that can go with your brand. So let's say, for example, you're all about women and they're being in their power and having courage. So you get some whistles made up, like blow the whistle on crime or whatever, right? That could be a different theme, but the point is a whistle is associated with you blowing the whistle and raising attention on something, right? So think about ways that you can kind of show up in a way. And if you were to get whistles, for example, that's a novelty item that you can buy in bulk. And it's something that you could be giving out to your clients and leads year round, right? That whistle is great. And if they have children, you could send them a whistle and, the list goes on and on. So that is really how you can show up with your brand. You want to think about ways that you can be top of mind. Now, another thing is, let's say, for example, I'm a coach, which I am, but how can you show up in a way that continues to highlight your brand, even though you may not be saying anything? So if I'm a coach and I'm all about personal development, one of the ways that a lot of people do this is through podcasts. So I have a podcast. They also do this through books, and I have a book. But if you're thinking about people doing things in these type of realms, right? You think about if people read books, then they need a bookmark, or maybe they need the little miniature book light, or maybe they need a journal or some post-it notes so they can take notes, or they want a binder, right? This is the way that you think about the mood that someone has. Maybe they're curling up to read a book and they need a throw, right? A little blanket. So as you think about really getting into the mood of whatever it is that you're promoting, you can begin to think about the different accessories that you can start customizing with your brand that really continues to speak in ways that you don't even have to compete with other people. So if I'm encouraging my clients to read and I have a really neat bookmark that I give them, right? That's going to really speak to them when I'm not around. Because if they walk by that book and they haven't read it, but it's got my bookmark in it, and that bookmark is sitting there with the book, and they're like, man, every time I may not be there present, but that bookmark is like a voice for me. And it's saying, you need to be reading that book. And I'm not even in the room, right? Or if I have a blanket and that little blanket they used, and it's just so cozy, and they're using it while they're watching a movie instead of reading or doing some other project, that blanket is saying, ooh, this is nice and cozy. However, when are you going to get started on that work, right? Because they're going to think of you when they have that blanket. So these are some things that you want to think about. Where are some ways that you can start spilling over into their everyday life? What if I had a really neat brush that was red, white, and blue, right? Because people are going to use that every day, or red, white, and blue toothbrushes, right? That I could just pass out. So think about how you can have people think about you in ways that they normally wouldn't. And this continues to build your brand, especially during the holiday. All right. So this event is all about networking. So I am just going here, but I'm going to wrap it up because I think part of it is we don't need more information. We just need better action steps so that we can continue to move forward in our business and not just keep a lot of shelf help. That's what I call it when we get a lot of books. We never read them. We never implement them. So, they're just collecting dust, right? So, and it's shelf help because we're not taking action. But when it comes to networking, these are a few things that I would encourage you to do for any event that you might have. Okay. So the first one is when we think about networking, we want to think about how can I show up and really make an impact. So one of the things that I have done is created a quick video that really demonstrates what my brand is. It's like 1 minute and 41 seconds, and it's a YouTube clip. So I've created that, and it tells a lot about my story, how I went through depression, how many kids I've got, what I do now, how I want to show up, right? That video clip goes with any introduction that I have. So if you know that you're going to be on a Zoom call, what I would suggest you do is to write a script, right? Hey, I'm excited to be here today. I would love to reach out, connect with each of you, and hear more about your story. And here is a small peek at mine. Then you put your clip on there. Now, you can make a quick message to everybody. Hey, glad to be here. I'm excited to connect with everyone and get to know more about what it is that they do. That's a message that you put for everybody. You want to go the extra mile and send each one of the participants a special one-on-one chat. So with that chat, I say, hey, I'm Lachelle, also known as America's Supermom. Here's a little bit about me. I would love to get together on a call and hear more about what you do. And then I'd leave it at that. But I send that message to everyone individually. Now, what you might want to do is have this already prepared so that you can just copy and paste it to every different person who is there as a guest. This is so much more effective. I was on a Zoom call, I believe it was yesterday, and I have appointments with 2 people. Now, there wasn't very many people there on the call, but I probably would have an appointment with 0 people if I didn't reach out, right? I've got maybe 4 or 5 of those people connected with me on LinkedIn. So you want to think about how can you continue to move forward and be proactive and intentional when it comes to networking. And the chat is the ideal way. Another thing is always being active in the chat. So if someone is making some great comments, you may not always be able to do your reactions, which I think a lot of people just don't do, right? We don't really laugh or, clap or anything like that, like we should, because it does help people understand that it's landing. Whatever you're saying, people are understanding what you're saying. They agree with you. If your microphone is working, all these things make a difference. So those reactions are key. But you also can react in the chat, because what happens 9 times out of 10, more people than not will save the chat. If they save the chat and you've been very active with a lot of key points, that makes you someone that they feel is of value to have in their network. Whether you're repeating the takeaways or adding more examples based on your own life, that's a great way that the things that you were saying leaves an impression with the people that are there. And when they save that chat, you're going to be in their list of people that was very active and engaging, and you're going to stand out. Okay, so that's a great way to do it. So this is something to keep in mind as we prepare for our meet and greet, which is going to be a virtual event. And then the last tip is to take a screenshot of um, the different meetings, right? So if you have a Zoom call and, if it's a small group, take a screenshot. If it's a big group, take a screenshot. Screenshot however many pages you have to so that you can make a post on that. Now, if you have a Zoom room where there's, anybody other than yourself in the room, that's newsworthy. So you can begin to post that, tagging the other people. You can save it and tag them later when it might be appropriate. So, like, let's say it's somebody's birthday and you don't have a photo with them, but you do have that Zoom. You could say, hey, I just want to let you know that I've been thinking about you since our call, and I want to wish you a happy birthday. And then you're highlighting how you met them, and it connects the dots not only for them, but also for other people that might be in their network. You could even make a comment at this Zoom. You rocked it when you gave the example about what it's like to have a lot of kids and meal prep or something. You see what I'm saying? So this is kind of how you can continue to build that opportunity. Now, another thing that happened for me organically that I did, I was on a Zoom call and I didn't get a chance to really dialogue with one of the guests, but she was in the photo. So I reached out, said it was great meeting you, and I sent her a copy of the screenshot that I made. Well, she made a post on Instagram and Facebook. So that's to her audience that I don't even know, but it was all because of taking that screenshot. So think about ways that you can let the marketing continue to build, and thinking about taking screenshots, tagging people, using hashtags related to whatever event it is. All these things work to bring all the eyes back on you and to help you stay top of mind. So when you think about marketing and branding, it's all about highlighting what you're doing. Now, last thing, when my kids first got on Instagram, I thought it was a waste of time. And they were taking pictures of everything. We're at the restaurant, they're taking a picture of their food. We're getting in the car, taking a picture of the car. They got the clothes on, taking a picture of their clothes on, right? All these different things, but this is what people want to see. So when you're on a Zoom call, people don't know what you're doing in the day. Why? Because they're so busy scrolling and doing whatever they're doing in the day. So it's back to capturing those moments of the things that you're doing every day in your daily routine that people want to see. So whether it's writing, whether it's being on Zoom calls, whether it is coaching and taking photographs with people that you're working with, whether it's volunteering your time or, snippets of a Facebook Live or something that you've done. People just like to see what you're doing. How are you doing what you do? Right? It's impossible for people to follow you around 24/7. So it's up to us to kind of highlight what are the key things that we feel that they need to be knowledgeable on. Okay. So thinking about that, if you felt that you had a shadow, someone who was walking around with you all day, every day, what are some things that you would like to highlight and share with your audience? And then just get started. So these are a few tips for the holidays that I think are very beneficial when it comes to networking at an event. Now, if you would like a copy of my America's Supermom holiday report, feel free to DM me after this event, and I will make sure that you have that for you. I haven't quite decided how extensive it's going to be, but this report is going to be ways that we can market ourselves, how we can collaborate, who are some people we can collaborate with. It's a directory, people that want to be listed in the directory that we can reach out to. I'm kind of building it as I'm flying. And so that report is going to be available after this meet and greet. And so it is something that is going to be very important for you to have during the holidays. So I'm excited to be able to share that with everybody. But preparation, preparation, preparation is the name of the game. That's the way to stay sane. I love it. Staying sane with preparation is the name of the game. So I want to thank you guys so much for your time. I am so looking forward to this meet and greet. So I hope that those few tips are something that you can get value out of. And I look forward to seeing you guys. And in the meantime, if you have any other questions, put them in the DMs. I would love to hear, because I don't know what answers you need if you never ask me the question, right? I have a million things going in my head. Trust me, anybody who is connected with me, they know that I always have a pen close by, because I am creating stuff as I go. And it's so funny. I'll be coaching somebody and an idea is created because of something they said. And I say, that's a good idea. I've never had that happen before. I'm going to write that down. So I encourage you guys to do just that. Have conversations with people, because it really can ignite your creativity. So I am looking forward to seeing you at our Christmas in July meet and greet. And only thing that I would ask is for you to come with enthusiasm, with questions that you can ask, and really having this opportunity to get engaged, and bringing your own drink, whether it's water, your own cocktail, whatever. We're just going to have a great time. That is July 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. And if you want to join, you're going to have to click on the registration link, because they will give you that actual Zoom link when you register, because I need your email. What if I have another great event after this one and I don't have a way of getting a hold of you? You know, we can't let everything live on these social media platforms. We have to have a way to connect with people outside of LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, some of these other places. So have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you on the 25th. Bye for now.